Well, it was fun to get back out in the arena and play with uniforms and lights and fans, a lot of fans actually. This was fun, much needed. We needed to play someone else so that we can, be a little bit more strategic now moving out of this game with what we're working on in practice. The players were excited about playing another opponent, but the staff was too. So we've got a lot to dissect from this game, especially on the defensive end, and we'll do that, and we'll get better this week.
All right, we'll go to Maria with the first question, followed by Cora.
Coach, Marta Suarez walked in here and said, hi, y'all. Hi, guys. So how happy is, most people don't walk in here and say hi to us. How happy is she to be back and then assess her performance after a full year off?
Yeah, Marta loves playing basketball. She loves it. And so this is her favorite world, to get to play basketball. I thought she played really well. She played with great poise. She was efficient. I didn't think she forced things, and in what I was asking the team to do defensively, I think she was listening and going out and trying to execute that as well. So I was really, really pleased with how she played, and honestly the poise was probably the biggest part of that. She's been practicing really well. Her practice stats have been excellent, and I know she's very motivated because she just loves it.
Cora.
Ricky and Jordan Horston combined for the first 12 points of the game. How well, I guess, are they gelling together offensively? How well are they executing what you're asking them today?
Yeah, those two players can go and make plays, and I think what you saw early on, we were able to get them the ball, and they can find opportunities. The great thing about both of those two, you can get them the ball in the open court. They can make a play. They can get a board, make a play. They can execute in a half-court set and find some opportunities. So they're dynamic, explosive, fun to play with, fun to watch, fun to coach.
Cora, followed by Tyler.
Kelly, you guys shot 42.9% on 12 threes. Quite a turnaround from last season. How happy are you with the execution on that, looking for three-point shots, and do you want to see more?
Well, 28 attempts, that's a lot, but when you're shooting at 42%, you're allowed. And we've been shooting it well in practice. I think we, for the most part, we took a good threes. I think we're aggressive. Our players are confident, not just confident in their ability, but they're very confident in their teammates. And I think, if we can go rebound the ball the way we need to rebound, then we'll have a lot of big green lights out there.
Tyler.
Obviously, the first chance for these freshmen to get out there in a game situation like that. What did you see from them?
It's funny. I think a lot of people they were a little anxious. And I thought you could see that from the entire team, even some of our returners. It's the first game it gives you a little jitters sometimes. That's why you do this. It's why you have an exhibition game. But for them, they love playing. They're so competitive. So our freshmen, Edie and Justine, are just uber competitive. So them getting out there, getting an opportunity to knock down open shots, they were excited, and their teammates were excited for them.
Go next to Ryan, and then Maria and Cora.
Yeah, you played every active player on the roster today, and they've all made an impact in the game. So how excited are you about the depth you have this year?
Well, our depth is our strength. We know that. But game to game, I don't know what that's going to look like. Going into this game, the minutes were scripted out. I knew how many minutes we were going to play each player. I think the only deviation we had was Jordan Horston. I had her down for a few more minutes, but she was pretty productive with 12, so we stopped there. And just so it got a little choppy at times in terms of our substitutions and who we were playing with. But we wanted to make sure everybody was getting a certain number of minutes so that the next time out they feel comfortable. But each game, it may be somebody different step up. you know, and it won't be predetermined moving forward.
Maria, and then Cora.
Obviously, there's a lot to like in this box score, and you've already mentioned, I mean, you play 15 players. Is the 8 made threes by Carson-Newman something that you're going to go back and look at in terms of how they were able to get the open looks?
Well, I think not necessarily just the threes. I thought they had too many open shots, period. I think that was probably the biggest disappointment from the game. And I understand they're very disciplined and they can shoot the basketball, but we just don't want to give up so many open looks. That's where we've got to be a little bit better. You know, they shoot 39% from the field, and I think for us, that was a little bit high for what we wanted to see. So we'll make some adjustments this week. We'll work on some things defensively so that we're better going into our first game.
Cora.
It was a bit of a slow start defensively and on the boards in that first quarter. Was it a little bit of nervousness, your first game of the season, or what can you do? I guess what can the team do to start off better? Yeah,
I think a lot of that had to do with first time out playing. The game was going pretty quick. There wasn't a lot of time for our players to think. They were just playing, and we haven't completely developed all the right habits yet. So the more the game went on, the better I thought we got in terms of what we were trying to do defensively. And there was a better understanding. We'll get it on film. They'll get to see exactly what I was talking about. We'll correct some things, and we'll be better later on this week.
Maria.
Another Rakia Jackson question. I mean, she's a problem, and I mean that in the best way possible. She doesn't. I mean, for somebody who didn't play since last January, she looked like she just stepped on the court and didn't miss a beat. Just how much of a problem is she going to be for the people you play?
Well, I'm glad she's on our team. She would be. She's difficult to guard. You have to have great size, great athleticism, strength, and savvy, toughness to be able to guard her. And the really cool thing is, if you do happen to have that, we have more players that can make plays as well. So I think she requires so much attention. It's going to get some other people open, and she's explosive. That is nothing new. That is everything we've been seeing in practice every single day.
Cora.
Sarah Puckett had a great game. I thought her three-point release looked a lot quicker than last year. Is that something she's worked on? Have you seen improvement from her this summer? Yeah, I think she shot a lot of threes this summer and this fall. I think the biggest thing right now is she is confident. She's not hesitating. She knows she's going to shoot it if she's open, and it looks great. And right now she's another one. When she shoots it, you feel like it's going in. And I thought she did a lot of good things, especially on the offensive end.
Back right.
Coach, you took Tennessee to the Sweet 16 last year. You're AP top 5 coming into this season. You had plenty of transfer pickups, and you had a great game today. Do you feel like you have a lot of momentum heading into this season?
I think we have momentum at this point. I think our players are excited about the opportunity in front of us, but also understand it's got to be next game mentality. You've really got to lock in and concentrate and focus on what you need to do each day. Because if you start thinking about where you can go and what you can do, you start skipping steps. And then you don't get there. So for us, we've got to come out of this. We've got to watch film, break it down, get better. Get better, and then go up to Ohio State and be the best basketball team that we can be against them. And every day, if you're finding ways to get better and you're trying to be the best version of you individually and as a team, everything else takes care of itself. And I think our veterans understand that, and hopefully that's our team's mentality. But sometimes you don't know until you're right in the middle of it. We'll find out.
Go next to Cora, followed by Maria.
25 assists today, and there was 5 players with 3, I think. How happy are you with the distribution of that? Not only the amount, but the fact that it was spread out across so many players.
Yeah, I think we had several possessions where we shared the basketball, where we moved the basketball. Obviously, making shots helps those assists. but I thought we were looking for each other. We were aggressive. We played downhill. So a lot of things went right offensively. We were really low turnover in the first half, had a few more in the second, but I think right there that when you're looking at 25 assists, you're walking out feeling good about sharing the basketball. That's important.
Maria.
I wanted to ask you about 3 other newcomers. I'll spell
So many. There's so
I know,
many.
I'll make sure. Jasmine Franklin, I mean, 15 minutes, 10 boards. She is a rebounding machine. Jasmine Powell, decision to have her starting at point guard is what goes into that. And then Jillian Hollingshed, of course, she played like she was shot out of a cannon. Looked like she needed to just settle down, just take a deep breath. But the 3 of them are the other 3 newcomers, if you could just comment on them.
Yeah, so Jasmine Franklin is obviously very experienced. Her work on the boards today is what we expect from her, what we need from her. She wasn't able to get as many opportunities to score. Didn't have as many opportunities to score, but did her job on the boards, and that's important. She's also really good defensively, and I think we're going to be able to continue to see that moving forward. Jasmine Powell's tough. She sees the floor. She's been high assist. She shoots the ball well, so she's been practicing very good. And we're excited about how she makes her teammates better. You put her on a team and her teammates play well, and I think that's a tribute to her and how she plays. Jillian Hollingshed has had some terrific practices. Today wasn't her best day, but I have no concerns about who she is and what she's going to be able to do for us. I mean, she can play a lot of positions, and I'm so excited about her and what she's going to be able to do.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.